Hong Kong has entered into an era with a tightening control from China. I took this video on the day when the National People Congress passed the law. When the skies turned completely into darkness, I feel that part of the Hong Kong vanished along with the sunset. The value that we embrace, the freedom that we enjoy. My name is Bertha Wang, and I've been covering the Hong Kong pro-democracy movement since June last year. Between us, as a local who was born and raised in Hong Kong, covering this protest is one of the most heart-wrenching and unforgettable experiences in my life. My role is to provide a local perspective of what is happening in Hong Kong. I try not to provide just one-sided perspective like the pro-democracy side, the yellow side.
We don't want to be silenced, not just for our generation, but also for the next generation.
But also the pro-Beijing side, the blue side.
It all makes sense. A country needs laws to protect itself. People only abuse freedom if there is too much.
The hostility between China and Hong Kong has been developed over the years, from micro to macro level, from policy to values and cultures. This is not something that suddenly sprouted out, and it is very hard for outsiders to understand what we have been going through. Over the past 10 years, I can feel the narrowing of the civic place and freedom. One of the booksellers in Hong Kong got detained to China because of selling some illegal books in Hong Kong. But in Hong Kong, there is a freedom of publications. A year ago, because one of the murder case in Taiwan, Hong Kong introduced the extradition bill, which triggered a mass protest for a year. After 1 year, the government now introduced the national security law.
Well, this is it, Hong Kong's new security law. The scope of the legislation is far-reaching. Article 38 says it can essentially target anyone, anywhere.
The purpose of this piece of legislation is not just to punish, it is also to deter.
To many Hong Kongers, what is the definition of national security and what are the bottom lines? As a local, I share the same sentiments with most of the Hong Kong people. Like, I feel angry, I feel disappointed. I remember one morning when I was covering the Hong Kong Polytechnic University siege, and some of the protesters tried to escape from the campus. Police started firing tear gas towards them. Onlookers around me, they were screaming, crying with despair, pleading the police not to shoot the protesters. At that time, I was so emotional and I just want to cry as well, but I have to stay professional so that this kind of emotion will not affect my news judgment.
Today is July 12. What is getting more worrying is the expansion of police power under the new law. So there are many uncertainties in Hong Kong nowadays, and we never know what will happen next week.
I think the most significant part would be the internal fear among Hong Kong people. They're kind of doing all this self-censorship among themselves. What they are talking on social media, try to delete all the sensitive posts. We can see there's fear among the community as well. Like for the restaurant, like they will peel off all the protest-related slogans. Fewer people are willing to speak out their opinion. There are lots of people consider leaving the city. To be honest, me and my friends have been discussing the possibility to leave Hong Kong as well. But deep down, we do not want to leave Hong Kong because this is our home and we don't want to give up yet.